You've just broken out of your egg under a leaf. Congrats, you're officially a ladybug. Kind of. Right now you're more blob than bug, but give it time. Look around. You're not alone. Your siblings are hatching too, but instead of a warm family reunion, you see something horrifying. One of them is already munching on the unhatched eggs. Yep, this is your first lesson in ladybug life. Don't get too attached to family. You're in your larva stage now. Small, black, spiky, and basically the punk rocker of the insect world. Your universe? The underside of a leaf. Your life goal? Simple. Eat or be eaten. Your menu of choice? Aphids, those tiny, squishy plant vampires. Luckily, your mom, in her one act of maternal kindness, laid your eggs near an aphid colony. Thanks, Mom. So you spend your days chomping down aphids like it's your job because, well, it is. Survival isn't glamorous, but hey, at least the food comes to you. Your siblings, they don't care about you at all. In fact, they're your first real competition. It's every larva for itself out here, and the race to devour aphids is on. They're chomping, you're chomping, and nobody's asking how your day's going. So there you are, happily chomping down on some aphids, living your best larval life when suddenly, movement. Something's lurking. Before you can process what's happening, a massive beak swoops down, barely missing you. Lucky break, right? Wrong. The bird's not done yet. It's back for round 2, but this time it's not you, it's your sibling. In one swift motion, your not-so-beloved competition is now bird chow. So, what do? You run, or, well, crawl for your life. Barely making it out alive, you realize that in this world, aphids aren't the only ones on the menu. And just when you think birds are the worst of your problems, surprise. Turns out the real enemies are in the family. You watch in horror as one of your larger, more mature cousins turns your sibling into a snack. It's like a twisted family reunion where the menu is each other. If you weren't terrified before, you are now. After 2 weeks of dodging birds, backstabbing siblings, and family-sized cannibals, it's finally time for a glow-up. You find yourself a safe little nook, because honestly, you've earned some peace, and settle in for the big transition. This is your chance to leave behind your spiky, awkward larva self and emerge as a fully fledged, shiny adult ladybug. Sounds exciting, right? But for now, you're just hanging there, motionless, hoping nothing decides you look like a snack in the meantime. A week and a half later, the wait is over. You break out of your pupa like a brand new model of yourself, now with upgrades. Wings? Check. A shiny, colorful body? Double check. You're officially an adult ladybug, and honestly, you're looking pretty fancy. You give flying a shot because, hey, you've got wings now, right? So you lift off only to crash almost immediately. Not exactly the graceful debut you imagined, but giving up? That's not your style. You pick yourself up, or, well, crawl back up, and try again, and again, and again. Each failed attempt is a lesson in how not to fly. But then, after a few trial and error sessions, you start to get the hang of it. Somehow you figure out the art of flight. It's a bumpy start, but you're airborne now, and it's a whole new world out there. Now that you've cracked the flying thing, the world is your oyster, or more accurately, your aphid colony. With your newfound aerial skills, you can zip from one spot to another, heading straight for your favorite meal like a pro. No more crawling around hoping to find food. You've got wings and you're using them to glide right into the good stuff. But with great wings comes great responsibility. Now that you're a flying ladybug, you're not the only one with an upgrade. You've also attracted some bigger, scarier predators. Frogs? They're watching, waiting to snap you up in one gulp. Ants? They're a sneaky army, and if they catch you, it's game over. And let's not even talk about spiders. One wrong move, and you might end up as their next snack, wrapped up in a web and wishing you had stayed grounded. Congrats on the flight, but welcome to the food chain. Luckily, you're not just a shiny, colorful target. You've got skills. You've learned to dodge and weave like a tiny, six-legged ninja. One fine day, you're buzzing around, minding your own business, when out of nowhere, a sparrow locks onto you like a heat-seeking missile. Your tiny fight-or-flight instincts kick in faster than you can blink, and let's be real, you're choosing flight. You zip, dive, and zigzag through the air like your life depends on it, because, well, it does. The sparrow swoops, but you manage to outmaneuver it. Barely. When it finally gives up and flies off, you're left there catching your breath, thinking, did I just survive a sparrow attack? Yup, you sure did. Flying isn't your only party trick when it comes to staying alive. Nope. You've got some serious backup skills. For starters, you turn up the brightness on your already colorful shell, like a walking neon sign that screams, "Eat me at your own risk." And if that doesn't work, time to unleash the stink. You release a pungent, foul-smelling liquid from your legs, basically telling predators, "I taste worse than I smell." As a cherry on top, you've got a secret weapon: mild toxicity. Any predator foolish enough to take a bite is in for a nasty surprise. You're not just a snack. You're a regrettable life choice. Winter's here, and for once, it's not every ladybird for themselves. This is the only time you and your kind decide to play nice. Like long-lost siblings at a family reunion, you all gather under logs, inside cracks, or anywhere cozy enough to hibernate together. It's not exactly a heartfelt bonding moment. You all pile in, sharing body heat and waiting for the world to thaw. For now, it's peace, unity, and a whole lot of snuggling. But don't get too used to it. As soon as spring arrives, it's back to competing for food and dodging predators like nothing ever happened. Time marches on, and spring finally arrives. The world is blooming, the air is warm, and for you, it means one thing: finding a mate. It's not exactly a romantic comedy scenario. There's no candlelight or serenades, just you wandering around, hoping to bump into someone who checks the boxes. You flash your bright colors, maybe do a little wing flexing, and hope for the best. Competition? Oh, it's fierce. Other ladybirds are out here too, all trying to seal the deal. It's like speed dating, except with a lot more crawling and occasionally nudging a rival off the leaf. Eventually, luck's on your side. You find the one. Congratulations. After the mating, you proceed to peace out. She's got the eggs, you've got your wings, and life goes on. Well, look at you. Almost 1 year old. You've survived through dodging predators, eating your fill of aphids, and even outwitting birds that were just too slow. You've learned the ins and outs of the ladybug life. You're pretty much a seasoned pro. You know how to fly, how to look dazzlingly bright to ward off anyone who thinks you're a snack, and how to get away from danger when it comes knocking. One day, you're doing what you do best, snacking on aphids like it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. Life seems fine, until, out of nowhere, you find yourself stuck. And not just stuck, trapped, in a sticky spider web. You thrash, you wiggle, you try everything your tiny ladybug brain can think of, but it's no use. The more you struggle, the tighter the web holds. And then, there it is, the spider. Creeping closer, probably checking out what's on the menu. You brace yourself, but there's no escape. With a quick strike, the spider makes its move, and just like that, your journey comes to an end. All the near-death experiences, all the dodged beaks, and all the aphids devoured, it all led to this.